Hey, 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 good morning, everyone. This is Ilona Sanders, and thank you for joining in and tuning in for another episode of Spiritual Success TV Live, where I am lighting the way, helping you create a clear path forward. And I am dedicated to delivering personal empowerment, spiritual empowerment, as well as professional empowerment. This is all about you getting everything that you need to jumpstart your life into the next level of living, into your highest and best version of yourself. So with that being said, let's jump right in and get started today. And I want you to go ahead and take that good healing deep breath in. Come on, go ahead and take this good healing deep breath in, and on the exhale, I want you to sit in this sacred moment that have been carved out for you and carved out for me. It is a sacred moment. As I often tell you, this is not entertainment. This is not even church, but this is just another platform or medium to help you become your best self. So today, I want you to affirm this as you do each and every week. I want you to make this affirmation. I am a divine reflection of the glory of God. As He is above, so am I, right here, right now. Come on, let that sink in. I am a divine reflection of the glory of God. And as He is above, so am I, right here, right now. And today, I prosper even as my soul prosper. Why don't you take this minute to tag a friend and let them know that Spiritual Success Live is happening right now, and we're going to jump in and get started. Today, I want to talk to you about 3 things to start letting go of now that will change your life forever. We talked about in the last video, and you could get all these videos that are edited on my YouTube channel, which is Spiritual Success TV. Go over there, subscribe, listen to, I got tons of videos up there. We upload several videos a week. So we just want to continue to just push this content out so that you can have what you need. Hey, Jennifer. Happy to have you joining us this morning. Hey, Margot, good morning, everyone. I am so happy and excited for another day God has created for each and every one of us. So I want to jump right in, and I want to talk to you about 3 things to start letting go of now that will change your life forever. And last week we started talking about how to get out of your own way. And so that's what we want to just settle in on today, giving you what you're going to need, the necessary tools that you're going to need to start getting out of your own way. And today, 3 things that will help you and change your life if you start letting go of it now. All right. So number 1 is the number 1 thing that you should start letting go of right now is the idea of whatever you believe your reputation is. Letting go of your reputation. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. I want to look at this from 2 sides. You see, your reputation is what other people think about you. It's what other people believe about you. But your character is who you really are. Now, it's okay to have a reputation. It's okay if you're in business to brand yourself. It's okay to be known as the expert in a field. That's the reputation. That is what other people think of you. Now, when I say you have to let go of your reputation, I'm speaking to you believing that you have to play a role or be a certain person or live up to certain expectations that other people are putting on you. So when you are trapped and you have yourself locked inside of reputation, and that's what other people think about you, what other people believe about you, you are limiting yourself. You're putting yourself in a box, and you're trapping yourself. I want to drill this down one more level. Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for joining us. I want to drill this down one more level. Also, when you think about your reputation, and that's what other people believe about you, You want to let that go if you have yourself trapped in a box trying to perform, trying to be who other people think you are. And I know in the quote-unquote church, in the Christian community, we were always caught trying to live up to some kind of facade, putting some kind of mask on, trying to fit into a role that we think that people are expecting us to be. Again, when you do that, you're trapping yourself, you're putting yourself in a box. So I want you to understand the difference. There's a difference between having a reputation, and that's on the outside. That's who people know you to be. They know you are expert in a certain field. They know that you are really good when it comes to children or healthcare or whatever it is. The problem is when you lock yourself into that box and you start living your life only to fulfill that reputation. That's too small. It's too limiting. I want to give you a tip right here. I want you to start letting go of labels and titles, because it's a trap. It's too small. You have got to know that the real you, the authentic you, is bigger than any title. There is no title that can really house your potential. And when you start locking yourself in titles and locking yourself in reputation, you're cheating yourself. I remember I did a special school of deliverance last year, and I was sharing with another pastor in that group that I was no longer in full-time pastoral ministry. I was released from that. Well, she could not wrap her mind around how can you be called to be a pastor and then now you're released from it or you retired from that aspect. It's because she was not able to come to where I was in understanding that I'm bigger than a label. You are bigger than a label. You are more than any role that you are playing. And when you lock yourself down into reputation and you're holding on for dear life trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, you're losing. So, number one, the first thing to start letting go of is the idea that you have to live your life according to other people's expectation. Now, I know that's hard to do in the Christian community because we lived our whole life trying to make ourselves look like something, behave like something. But we want to start releasing that so that you can start living your best life. Now, we know that 2018 is already gone. Right now, you should be doing everything you can to jumpstart 2019. And I want to do everything that I can to help you do that, all right? Number two, the second thing that you should start letting go of right now that will change your life forever is what I call running with the pack. And you see, number one and number two is sort of related, except number two is that you are putting pressure on yourself to be what everybody else is, not just what people think you are. Now you're trying to be what they are. When you are running with the pack, you trap yourself in comparison. And I want to talk about that for a moment because I want you to really think about this. Good morning, Catherine. I want you to start, Kathleen. I thought that was Catherine McGee. Excuse me. Listen, when you start trapping yourself in comparison, good morning, Paula. When you start trapping yourself in comparison, I want you to really, really take a moment and think about this because so many people live their lives like this and you don't even realize you're doing it. In other words, when you really start looking at your life, I want you to take notice. How many times, love you too, thanks for the love, Paula, mwah, thank you. Listen, how many times before you make a move or you make a decision, you stop and look around at certain people or a certain group or people who may have or who may be an authority figure in your life, and you start comparing what you're even thinking about, what you're planning against what other people are doing, what other people are believing. And then what will happen is that the second thing that happens when you start running with the pack, not only do you start living your life in comparison mode, and I really want you to think about this, because so many of you have some God ideas. You have some things that's been downloaded to you, and you're looking around at, well, who else is doing that? I don't see nobody else doing it like that. Or what are they going to think if I step out of this? So number one, remember, you're breaking out of the box of reputation. Now, I'm going to go down a little deep here because we got to really hit some things so that you can start seeing your life change and see it change forever. When you are locking yourself into a reputation, or you are running with the pack, and you're locked in comparison, the next thing that happens is that you start living your life as a people pleaser. Now, you think on one level, a people pleaser is just a yes person. That's part of it. But the other part of being a people pleaser is that you're afraid to do anything that you think people will not approve of, or that people will not think favorably of you, or people won't like you, or people won't be kind to you. And when you are locked into that, you're holding your life back. So the second thing is you have to give up running with the pack. Good morning, Katina. You have to give up running with the pack. And running with the pack puts you in comparison. It puts you in people pleasing. And this is real. The reason why I'm speaking to this, because I know the freedom and the liberty that's going to hit your life when you start letting go of these things. Your best self, your greatest version of you is waiting to unfold, and it will unfold the moment you start letting go of some of these things. Now, this is real. This is why I'm speaking to this, because I remember for years being trapped in the box of reputation, being trapped in the box of comparison, being trapped with worrying about what other people were going to think about me. Now, I was raised up in the Christian community in the Pentecostal apostolic background. And if some of you all have that background, then you know there was a whole list of things that they did not believe in. They did not believe that a woman could preach. They did not believe a woman could be a pastor or a prophet or a bishop or whatever. They just, had these limitations. And I was raised up in that, although I married into the apostolic faith, right? I wasn't born into that. I married into it. I was already called to ministry when I got into that apostolic faith. Good morning, Gwendolyn. Yes, so listen, and I remember, because I was already called. Now, I want you to travel with me for just 1 minute. I was already called. I was already ordained as an evangelist when I came into that mindset with that apostolic about women not being able to preach. They couldn't be pastors, bishops, or whatever. But now this is what we want to get to when I talk about letting go of reputation. You need to just blow your reputation up. Just like, there's another level that I'm getting ready to blow up, right? Because you will never get to the essence of who you're here to be if you're trying to be the good girl, be the good guy, and lock yourself down into a realm. Good morning, Tony. Right? Lock yourself down into what other people believe you are, and you live your life according to that. So here I am, called and ordained, and I'm in this environment that don't believe that women can minister or can preach or whatever. And God doesn't waste anything. He knows what he's doing. But this is the point that I want to get to. When I say to you that you cannot live your life according to a reputation, you have to let reputation go. All right, so I'm in this realm, and you are bigger than any label. You are bigger than any title. I want you to get that. Don't lock yourself into a title or a label, because your spirit and the essence of who you are is so much greater than that, right? So I remember as I was evolving and I was moving from one level to the next, one level to the next. And all it was is that God was advancing me and evolving me in my spirit so that I can get to my highest self, which did not have any label. Because those labels are just functions. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Anicia. Good morning, woman of God. Listen, and so as I was evolving and ascending into my higher self, I had to lay those titles down because what God was doing in me was beyond a title. And you have to remember, a title is a function. And anytime your spirit is calling you to ascend to another level, you've got to get up and go to that next level. So I'm saying all that to say this. I remember when God was releasing me in an apostolic realm. And because I was in that religious mindset and was raised up in that apostolic environment, right? I hesitated. And I remember the day that I was in my office and I was laying out just praying. And I heard 3 times God was saying, you know, I want you, you know, to be my apostle. I was like, God, I can't do that. And then he said, it's just a gift. And I was like, God, I can't do that. And then he said, it's just my grace. And I broke down and I said, yes. But do you know why I couldn't say yes? I couldn't say yes because of that reputation and because of running with the pack and having myself in a mode of comparison. I was afraid of what other people in that mindset was going to think of me as a woman stepping into that role. And so I'm saying all that because I know there are many of you today, you are wrestling with what you know your spirit is calling you to because you're still in comparison mode. You're still trying to look to see if people are going to approve of you, if anybody else is doing what you're doing. But I'm here to tell you in this season, God wants to raise up men and women that are trailblazers that will open up a pathway. You know, because we are in this ascension mode and we are evolving into super beings in the spirit realm, that what worked yesterday is not working today. You got to look at that. Now, I'm not talking about foundational things like prayer, your communication with God, tapping into the Holy Spirit presence within, living your life honorably and righteous. I'm not talking about that, beloved. You got to come up into this Hebrews 6 movement that says we're leaving the principles of the doctrine. You got to leave the elementary level and come on in and step into maturity and step into this role of perfection where you don't have to be locked into a label. All you have to do is let the spirit within you, let the grace and glory of God. Remember our affirmation? I am a divine reflection of the glory of God. As he is above, so am I right here, right now. All you have to do is allow that to step up and shine. All right? So 3 things you want to start letting go of right now that will change your life forever. Number 1, get out of reputation. Don't get stuck trying to live your life performing according to who people think you are or what people think that you should be. Because when you do that, you're putting yourself in a box. You're trapping yourself. And that's another way you're in your own way, right? Number 2, stop running with the pack. Start letting go of that mindset that you got to run and do everything everybody else is doing. Who's willing today? Who's willing today to be the odd man out? Now, I know my people, and I know I have some folks on here that says, Dr. E, now, you know I've been alone in most of my life. I've been the odd man out. I never did fit in. I never was with the clique in the club. They didn't want me because I was too different. Good for you. Good for you. And don't leave that to start conforming and comparing yourself to other people, because I know this, the more that you let that go and the more you allow your supernatural self to emerge, that's the more you're going to see your life coming to fruition, all right? Number 3, I got a full morning, so I'm moving kind of fast. Number 3, the 3rd thing I really want you to start letting go of right now that will change your life forever is you've got to let go of guilt and shame about the mistakes, the disappointments, and the heartbreaks of your past. Some of you are still rehearsing and nursing the drama, the tragedy, the disappointment, the heartbreak. Beloved, there are some things you may never get an answer to on this side. There's some things you may never come into the full understanding of on this side. But if you've been following me, you know that a lot of things that we have experienced is what we were expecting. It's what we were calling into our lives on an unconscious level that we weren't even aware of. But you have to allow yourself to feel whatever it was you lived through, learn the lesson from it, even if you're dealing with some things now, even if you're going through some things now. Instead of looking out and pointing the finger and blaming, stop and ask the question. What are you here to teach me? What is this here for? Why am I in this situation? What is this circumstance here? Come on, beloved. We got to get beyond, you know it. You got to get beyond playing the victim. If it's bad, the devil did it. If it's good, God did it. I'm just a victim. That is not who you are. 99% of what you're dealing with, can I be real with you? It's things that you have called for in your life yourself. It may be 1%. So we lived our life in our quote-unquote Christian faith, always believing in attack, always believing somebody's doing something. There's always something out there, somebody out there, this out there. No, beloved, this is the season to come in now and say, okay, I'm here. I'm here again. How did I get back here again? Then you have to ask the question, what is this here to teach me? What is this here to show me? What am I being challenged? How am I being asked to move, to grow, to evolve? And then you have to buckle down and do what's necessary. So 3 things, I have to wrap this up. 3 things I want you to start letting go of right now. Reputation, just blow up your reputation, right? Now, I told you the difference. We're not talking about, okay, you known as an expert. People know you as this, know you as that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you start living your life fulfilling that and living up to that and not allowing yourself to grow and evolve. So we want to move from this 3D dimension of fear, comparison, judgment, criticism, blame, fault finding, being critical. And you want to start turning inwardly and tapping into your rich inner life of the kingdom of God and allowing God to start ministering to you out of that. All right, my time is up for today. I want you to go to my YouTube channel, Spiritual Success TV, subscribe, thumbs up, listen to those videos. We're adding videos every day, just about. We're uploading more videos over there. And again, I want to help you live your best life. And again, I have a few slots open this evening. I'm opening up evening slots for the next few weeks. So if you go to my website, ElonaSanders.com, right up on the tab where it says mentoring, click on private session. Fill out that little form, and I would love to connect with you so that we can help you jumpstart 2019. All right, beloved, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Share this video with everybody and anybody. Let them know what we're doing. Bye now. Love you guys. Bye.